Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Red Bull interview stage. Atlas Genius joins us right now. What's going on, guys?
We just arrived. It's very nice to be here.
Literally?
Just got off the plane.
Well, just got off the bus. Yeah. we were in Tennessee yesterday.
The Greyhound bus here.
Yeah, we've got a Greyhound.
I hear it's lovely this time of year.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, we had a few stops. We had a few, grandmas
quite
on and
clammy
off. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. No, we didn't really. We just got off the tour bus, if I must be honest.
So how far along on the tour are you?
It's the third, is it the third
Well, I mean,
stop?
how many cities? Is
I think
that funny?
the third stop.
I'd say it's no.
Is it third?
I think you're lying. I think it's like 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
He wasn't.
I've got a problem with
He wasn't
lying.
awake for a couple of those.
I know how that is, believe me, more than you know. Does the tour bus have a nice sort of aroma to it at this point?
No, it
does. It smells
let me
like
tell
apple
you.
cinnamon.
I'll tell you a little story. It does smell good, but I'll tell you a story. Is that this is the second bus? The first bus arrived at the beginning of the tour, and I think it looked like it was maybe from the 70s. Hadn't been cleaned since the 70s. So after 2 shows, we swapped that bus out, and we are now the proud owners of a much nicer bus.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So the other one, it worked fine. It just didn't smell good, basically, and
It
was
had
dirty.
It had a vibe. It had a smell.
Yeah.
It had
a
a
nice way to put it.
vibe?
Yeah, not a good vibe, but it had a vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the messy one?
That's Keith.
Yeah?
Yeah. The back lounge is covered in crap.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got a
It's true.
suitcase and
It's true. I am.
towels everywhere.
But when you're being creative, you need to be messy. It's just one of those things. They go hand in hand.
True.
That means I'm the creative one on the show because
Huh.
I'm the messy one on this show.
I think that's what we've worked out.
Yeah.
This is the creative end,
Right.
and then the
Stiff ones.
accountants up this end.
Yes.
Drummers and accountants. Sorry to any accountants out there.
One guy raised his fist. Yeah, thanks, man. Accountants in the house.
I don't know if you guys realize you're part of a theme on the bill for the show today. I think almost every band has a pair of siblings in it.
That's
Really?
a good point, actually.
You aware of
That's
that? It's like there's a
ex-ambassadors. I know that they
Yeah.
have 2 brothers. Who else have we got?
Who
with
am I
brothers?
missing?
Sisters.
Not Mute Math. Passion Pit?
STP. The DeLeo brothers.
It wasn't intentional,
Wow.
but there it is
Look at that.
nonetheless.
Brother Fest.
Would you have thought when you were kids that you would have worked with your brother this long and this closely?
I had no idea that life would be like this.
I mean, did you get along? How does that work out?
We've always been pretty close. I mean, we're not like the Gallagher brothers or anything like that where we're having fist fights every second day.
Right.
I mean, we have our moments,
Right.
but you just learn to work together. I mean, we've been doing it for a bunch of years, and in different bands since we were kids. So you just learn to work together.
Right.
Who are you guys looking forward to seeing today? The Weenie Roast.
Ex-ambassadors actually. We did a show with them in Minneapolis. No,
Where was it?
I think it was
I've no idea.
Minneapolis, and they were amazing. It was the first time that we played a festival with them, and I mean his voice is incredible. So looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
We were talking to Live, and by the way, they are having trouble getting to Australia. Apparently, something about a tour manager got busted for
700 kilos.
700 kilos of something or other.
Right.
So they were
700 kilos of soap. Or
I don't think it was soap. Unless you smoke soap.
something illegal,
oh, okay.
and
Wow.
they were wondering if they were going to be able to make it to Australia.
I mean,
Somebody who is a proud fan of legalizing it right there. So
is it what's the deal in this state? It's totally illegal.
What are we talking
what?
about?
Well, who,
Oh, I was
Sorry.
talking about. Well, I just saw the Mad Vapes. I don't know if that meant like. I'm talking about weed. Is that what are we at?
Sadly, not legal.
What is it?
Yeah.
Well, it could be. It's interesting because every second state we go to now, it feels like it's starting to become a thing. Like Colorado, obviously.
Sure. Washington,
State.
Washington,
Hawaii, Alaska,
Yeah, California.
California.
Yeah. Oh, Seattle as well. Is that right?
someone from the
Actually,
Seattle
I heard-
Tourism Board is here.
I heard a really interesting statistic that because of the taxes they made in Colorado from selling weed, there's a whole pile of money going to the school system.
Yes.
Actually giving some tax back to a tax break, I think, to the community as well.
Yeah, in the Constitution, they said you can only make this much tax, and they've made more, so they have to have a refund.
Is that first time in history that that's happened?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
As far as the government going, oh, we took too much tax, here, have some back.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's a lesson in that, isn't there?
That weed is very, very popular,
That weed is very popular.
and that we could help out schools if we legalized it.
Well, I don't think it stops anybody being illegal. I mean, I've never known anyone to have trouble getting weed when it's been illegal. So, I mean, I see, like, it just seems like a win-win at the moment for communities if they're making that much money off of it, if people are choosing to smoke it.
I totally agree.
What's it like in Australia?
Pretty tough. We're not as progressive, I don't think, as America is becoming with it.
Really?
To clarify, we're not big weed smokers, but I see, like, I've got a lot of friends who are, and I've got no problem with it if it's their choice. And I think that if you're going to make money off it, why not make it legally so you can tax it? I mean, it seems like a pretty great idea.
It's interesting. For some reason, I would have thought that Australia was more progressive about it, and I don't know why I have that in my head.
We have our own things. Like, for the drinking age is 18, as opposed to, like, most states here are 21.
Okay.
All of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All states. And so that's a strange one for us because, we have friends who come over who are 19, 20, and they've been drinking for a year or two. They come here and they're minors again.
Yeah.
Which seems a little strange.
As you tour around in other countries in the U.S., are there stereotypes or misconceptions that you find that people come to you with about Australia that's interesting, that you find odd? Or
Yeah, I mean, there are misconceptions, I think, with all countries. I mean, America cops its fair share of criticism, which I think is, on the most part, pretty unjust. Like, we get on, I mean, I love Americans. We have a lot of great shows over here, and every time we go to a city, people are great to us. But you definitely are a louder country than maybe Australia. Like, if you're in a...
Louder? Okay, I was just checking here if I heard you right.
If you're in a bar in Australia, it's much more subdued, I think. But misconceptions about Australia, I mean...
It's not always hot.
It's not always hot. That's probably the biggest one. People think that it's just this tropical oasis. But, I mean, where we live, we have summer and it gets hot. We get 100, 110, but then we get winter and it's like, 40s.
Yeah.
So it's not always steaming.
Just the opposite of the U.S.
Just flips. So that
We're doing this is geography with Atlas Genius, everybody.
Yeah, we're changing our name to Smart Maps.
There will be a test later, so I see some of you not writing this down. You're going to be in trouble.
You win what's the prize?
A Red Bull.
Red Bull fridge.
That's right.
Shout out to Red Bull right there.
Yep.
Well, we cannot thank you enough for playing. We're celebrating the 20th anniversary of 106.5 The End.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're happy to have you be a part of this celebration. And give it up, everybody, for Atlas Genius.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Excuse me, Smart Maps.
See you later.